Now here we have a vetiver-based fragrance that utilizes 3 different types of vetiver. And of course, they are Indian vetiver, Indonesian vetiver, and Haitian vetiver. This is X Vetiver by Juliette Has a Gun, and in today's Cephalabon contributor video, I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on this fragrance. I'm also going to let you in on a very special giveaway opportunity courtesy of Twisted Lily, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on X Vetiver by Juliette Has a Gun, I'm going to talk to you about the smell, the notes, performance, longevity, comparisons, all that good stuff. But before I dive into the review, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So for starters, here we have a vetiver-based perfume, and vetiver has always been hit or miss for me. Something like Mugler Cologne or Creed's original vetiver, both of which have the same vibe. I love those. It's a very clean, professional, elegant vetiver. And then of course you also have Lorenzo Villoresi's vetiver, which is very dry and earthy and kind of like moody even, right? So those are a bit harder to recommend. However, courtesy of Twisted Lily, we do have a bottle of X Vetiver, and I'm going to give you my honest thoughts as far as the vetiver profile is concerned. If you want to participate in the giveaway, the only thing you have to do is shoot on over to cephalabon.com. It's going to be the first link down below in the description box. After you become a registered reader, just drop a comment on the article. So it's a really simple process, and I am rooting for all of you. Of course, make sure to check back on over to cephalabon.com on the date that's mentioned in the article, because that's when the winner is going to be announced. So if you won, you don't want to miss that important announcement. Now, there's so much more happening in here than just those 3 types of vetiver, because even then that would have been enough, right? That creates a complex enough structure as far as that earthiness is concerned. But also in the dry down, we have ambroxan and musk. So that gives me the impression initially that this is definitely going to be on the cleaner side of things. And then in the opening, we have bergamot essence and lemon essence. So this is a very bright, citrusy, fresh type of a fragrance. It's going to have that citric profile. It's going to have the 3 types of vetiver. And of course, with the combination of all 3 of those, could it be a balance of both dirty, rooty, and earthy, and also squeaky clean? Anyway, I'm going to give you my thoughts as far as the smell is concerned. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. So right in the opening of this fragrance, it's so odd because I didn't think vetiver. I actually got something quite creamy and citrusy, almost like a lemon cake. Now, it's not gourmand by any means, right? So don't think you're gonna be purchasing a gourmand fragrance or sampling a gourmand fragrance should you decide to purchase or sample this. No. That's not what you're gonna get from it. But I got like this creamy, musky, slightly citrusy thing happening in the opening. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was like, wow, this is a very mass appealing DNA. So then that light switch in my mind turned on that said, this is going to be one of the more amicable varieties of vetiver on the market. Subsequent to that thought, I looked at the note breakdown, and as it turns out, so I have a tester bottle, and as it turns out, it says Vetiver de Sable, vetiver, and vetiver. The first one coming from India, the second one from Haiti, and the third and final one from Indonesia. So I think it's the preponderance of the clean varieties of vetiver that are putting this in a very clean, amicable, and agreeable family, right? So this is a very easygoing, clean, yet refreshing type of a fragrance. Now, as far as the citrus goes, it's not going to be this big, bright, juicy, sparkling, effervescent opening. No, you just kind of get a bit of that citric profile, which is like, hey, you can expect something clean here. And then as it starts to transition into the mid and the dry down, sure enough, you have clean musk, you have ambroxan, and then you also have some clean vetiver. There's nothing overly earthy about this one. As a matter of fact, this kind of reminds me if you created a hybrid between Musk Therapy by Inicio Parfum Privé and Original Vetiver by Creed. If you were to hybridize those 2 fragrances, this would be the result. So ultimately, this is a very unique fragrance, and those are very obscure frames of reference, by the way, but this is a very unique fragrance given that comparison, and also how it kind of has elements from a few different fragrances that I really enjoy. So ultimately, this is a very clean, slightly creamy, could be on account of the that's used in the dry down. It's It's a very creamy type of a vetiver fragrance. Now, as I mentioned before, you have some very like CEO vibes. Vetiver fragrances, Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford being one of them, Vetiver by Guerlain being another, Vetiver by Raja Parfum being a third. And then you have some very dry types of vetiver. And I know with a lot of experience, Profumum Roma makes some really dark vetiver fragrances, very much so on the aggressive side of things. I think one of them is called Fumidus. But nevertheless, this is one that is on the clean side of things, so it's so easy to recommend. It's such a friendly DNA, such an amicable and agreeable DNA, as I mentioned before. So if you are a consumer like me, where you went into it thinking, is this going to be one of those dark vetiver fragrances that I'm not going to be able to wear every day, or I'm only going to be able to wear in the comfort of my own home? No, it's not that. It's a very mass appealing DNA. And this is the type of fragrance that I can see getting a lot of compliments. And I have quite a few that I think fall into that realm. Sunny Side Up was always very easy to wear for me. And then of course, Nada Perfume is the #1 bestseller from the brand. It's a hit, it's a fan favorite, and a cult classic. And then I also have Vanilla Vibes, and I have a few others from the brand. But Juliette has been producing as of late some really, really wonderful fragrances. And even the self-titled one, Juliette, I fell in love with that one. So check this one out, X Vetiver. It's a clean, creamy, slightly citrusy, musky type of a vetiver fragrance. And I think it's going to be to your liking. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, I said it was a hybrid of two other fragrances, very loose frames of reference, just to put you in the mindset of more or less what to expect, but it has that uniqueness about it that I really appreciate. Longevity on this one on my skin, I got about 6 to 7 hours. Projection was very good, actually. For the first hour and a half, it did radiate beyond an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 5 or 6, a skin scent right around hour 7 or 8, and those are just rough estimates, of course. And then this one, as far as the versatility is concerned, well, you can dress this one up, you can dress this one down. It has that mass appeal, it has a professional aura about it. It's not very sweet, so it doesn't have too much of a playful ambiance about it. I think this one would be great for every season except for winter, but I think spring and summer would be ideal for this one. Perfectly unisex as well, catering to any demographic, young or old. And as far as the bottle presentation is concerned, I love that fade from black to green. It does definitely convey what you can expect as far as the smell goes. My final verdict on this fragrance is I think this is an awesome vetiver-based fragrance, especially for those who are not too keen on the note of vetiver. If you have a certain impression of vetiver after trying this one, I'm sure it will change your opinion, it will change your mind. Please check out X Vetiver by Juliette Has a Gun, and also participate in the giveaway. Go to seflaban.com, first link down below in the description box. Become a registered reader, drop your comment on the article. Why not? You could win, right? So thank you again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something of value from today's episode. If you did, please do consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks again for tuning in. I love you all. We'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.